What's up YouTube? Daniel Carter at Afro Herpkeeper here. I'm back finally. It's been about a month since I uploaded my last reptile room tour, and that was the last video I uploaded. So I thought I'd welcome you guys back with a little bit of an update slash announcement video. And believe me, there's been a lot going on. Right off the bat, you'll notice there's a lot of stuff on the table. The shelf behind me might look a little bit different. There's a few things on there that I'm going to be discussing later. And I also got some new glasses. I'm really digging the round frames. I actually just got a comment asking when I'm going to upload next, and so here's your answer, Friday, June 9th. I do have a lot of things to go over in this video, some good, some bad, but we are going to start out with some positive news, and that is that I have some new additions. In here, if you guys saw my last reptile room tour, you'll remember I was down to just one hissing cockroach. Well, I ordered some more, and so now my colony is up to 11, and they are mostly juveniles. These guys are from L Reptile, but a few of them have already morphed into adults, and so they are going to hopefully be breeding with my existing female. They were all juveniles when they arrived about a week and a half ago, but this one has already morphed into an adult male. They are so cool. So, new additions right off the bat. Bunch of new hissing roaches. Going to hopefully be getting that colony up and running. I've got my dubia colony is starting to recover as well. In addition to these guys, I actually have brought back a couple of my animals that some of you who've been around for a bit longer may remember, who spent the year at Lago Vista Elementary School as class pets. And so right behind me here, if I can get her out, this gigantic girl is Rocky Road, the Gulf Coast Toad, or Rocky for short. The kids at the elementary school call her Flash, presumably because she is such a good eater. She's got a very quick tongue, fastest draw in the West, and also quite good at urinating all over my set. We're going to keep going, we're going to roll with it. I think this jacket will be fine, but she is just about the largest Gulf Coast toad I or anybody I know has ever seen. As you can see, she is the size of my palm. Very big girl, and she's actually living in that cage with another toad from the elementary school itself. This girl, if you remember in my past reptile room videos, actually stowed away on a marching shoe on the marching band bus a few years ago, and she rode all the way back to Lago on a bus full of band kids. That's how she ended up with me. But she is in a nice little 20-gallon tank with another member of her species of a similar size, not quite as fat as she is, but I'm going to set her back and go round up some paper towels real quick. Thankfully, she did not get much of my jacket, only, you know, my desk, my phone, my perishable items. It's fine. But she is not the only animal that I've received back from the elementary school. In addition, in this 70-gallon tank right in front of my desk is Lizzie the bearded dragon, and she is Spike the bearded dragon's sister. If you've been around on my channel long enough, again, you will remember her from past videos. She is significantly more active than her sibling, and I hear she's great with the elementary school kids. They had her all year in the 70-gallon setup out in the main hallway of the school, and would bring her out to classes, let kids pet her gently, interact with her, and they would let the teachers feed them if the classes were good. So Lizzie is doing well. I don't have her in a permanent setup right now. You can't really see it on camera. It's kind of just something I threw together for the time being. But I will be working on her housing probably in a future video. We will see about that, but for the time being, she's back with me. She's looking pretty good. A little on the thin side, but not too bad. She's been enjoying the influx of dubia roaches. So in addition to the roaches, the toads, the bearded dragon, I have 3 more new additions that I'm not going to be discussing in this video. One of them is actually contained in this jar. You may be able to see her there. If not, you'll see her in a future video. And then I have 2 more, one in a 10-gallon aquarium behind me, not sure if that's visible to the camera either, and one in a 70-gallon tote behind the camera. So I will be discussing those 3 individuals in a future upload. Lots of cool stuff, I promise. In addition to all the new critters, I've started a few new projects. Most notably, I have begun work on a vertical aquaponics setup. And basically this is a 55-gallon aquarium that I'm going to be stocking with native freshwater fish and invertebrates, crawfish. I've got some fathead minnows in there, and I'm going to be looking for some juvenile blue catfish or gar. Preferably animals caught in Lake Travis near where I live so that they can be returned there if and when they grow too large. So this aquaponics setup is basically a vertical compact farm. It is composed of 4 large PVC tubes with slits that have been cut and molded to the shape of planters. And in each of those planters, I think there are, it's either 24 or 32, will be growing either some sort of vivarium plant or some sort of crop that will be fed to the animals, such as lettuce, collards. Of course, I've been filming the whole process, putting together and constructing the system. I've had a lot of help on the project from A, my neighbor John, who's got a workshop and supplied a lot of tools and materials, and B, my friend Max Hunter of Texas Reptile team. He is the person I am co-founding the very first UT Austin Herpetological Society with, and the person I'm going to be merging my collection with this coming fall. Anyways, that project is underway, lots of filming being done there, so as soon as I get the videos up you won't be missing out on anything. In addition to the aquaponics project, I have adopted a sort of pet project as well. You probably noticed the snake skin, not shed, skin, on my desk here from the start of the video. And this is the skin of a western diamondback rattlesnake. You can see on this pelt that on the neck and the side right here are some holes, and those were created by a shotgun. The rattlesnake in question was stumbled upon by a classmate of mine who brought it to the physics teacher at my school. The teacher hates snakes and wanted nothing to do with this, so I ended up with it for free. It's not particularly well preserved. If you look at the back, it's paper thin, there are blood stains everywhere. Initially it was tacked to a dirty piece of plywood, but I'm going to be cleaning up this pelt, probably chopping off from the neck up. Unfortunately the rattle was not included. I'm probably going to be trimming some of these scoots to make it a bit cleaner, and when I'm done with that I'm going to mount the whole thing on a nice looking piece of wood and use it for educational purposes. It's not every day that you get to pet a rattlesnake, and bringing a live rattlesnake to events is not something that I see myself doing in the foreseeable future. Now, in addition to all the new projects, the new additions, and the animals I've received back from other people, I do have some more unfortunate news. And as the title suggests, it's really just about the craziest incidents in all of my 10+ years caring for reptiles and amphibians. And this is an incident involving Blue, my Argentine black and white tegu. Now Blue's set up in a fiberglass vision cage, which is just about the right size, but it's nearing too small for him. As I've mentioned in many other YouTube comment sections, I will be constructing him a much larger, probably 6x3 or 8x4 foot enclosure towards the end of the summer. But until then, Blue needs his exercise, and so I regularly let him roam around my room and sometimes the house if I'm watching him. Doing this really ensures that he gets his exercise, and up until Saturday, May 6th, I had no problem with it. So on this Saturday, Blue is particularly rambunctious. He really wants out of his cage, and so I let him out, I let him explore my room like normal, I close the door, and I leave for about 2.5 hours. When I come back, I'm greeted not by Blue, but by about a tablespoon of blood on the floor. And this looks fresh. It looks like it's been deposited there within the last 30 minutes. And so I try not to panic. I look for Blue, and eventually I find him under the cabinet that I keep my garter snakes on. I pulled the cabinet out, I looked at him, I picked him up and I checked him all over, and he looked perfectly fine, other than a few blood spots around his lips. And so now I'm thinking, oh crap, he's eaten something sharp, he ate something poisonous, and now it is stuck in his digestive tract, and he's coughing up blood. So I put him back in his cage, I remove almost all the decorations so he can't hurt himself on anything, and I leave him alone. And I come back and he is looking and acting like there's absolutely nothing wrong. So I take him to the vet the following Monday as soon as I can, May 8th, which was 2 days later. Both on the way to the clinic and at the clinic, he is behaving perfectly normally. And so the vets agree that he looks like there's nothing wrong with him. So they brought Blue in for an x-ray, and there was good news and there was bad news. The good news is that he is perfectly healthy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him, nothing inside of him, except for maybe a few parasites that he picked up in Florida. The bad news is that Blue ate one of my snakes. It was not Blue's blood that I found on the floor. They called us in there and told us that whatever Blue ate had a spine. And so after looking at the scan, I saw what was in Blue's stomach, and judging by the size and the shape, I knew that it had to be the eastern hognose snake that I had captured just about a month and a half ago. There's not too much to say about the incident after the fact. Hognose snakes are a burrowing species, and so I had assumed that it had been buried for the last 3 days, but Blue found my missing snake before I even knew it had escaped its enclosure. I don't know specifically how the snake got out, I don't know how it ended up in the middle of my floor or how Blue got to it, but as an apex predator, he did what he does best. I really can't blame him, I can only blame myself. I really couldn't describe this incident as anything other than a freak accident, and if I had the ability to go back in time and check more frequently on the snake, then there are certainly a few things that I would change. That said, I am more than expecting backlash over this incident in the comment section below, because essentially what happened is that an animal that I took out of the wild died while under my care. I can't say I'm the one who killed it, I can say it was an accident, but I am blaming myself for the incident, as had I been more vigilant, or had I not taken the snake out of the wild in the first place, then this wouldn't have happened. However, I do stand by my decision to remove that snake from its habitat and place it under my care. I'm going to read off one of the comments that I left on my own YouTube video regarding that snake. The snake is no longer in my care due to unforeseen circumstances, and an update video will be posted soon. That's what you're watching right now. However, I stand by the decision I made on the grounds that I believe it to have been an acceptable course of action to take with this particular individual. I recognize that many of my viewers strongly disagree with this for all the right reasons, and I deeply respect that morality. I'm also going to read off a prior comment that I'd made regarding the hognose, and that is that due to the comments I've received about releasing the snake, I want to make it clear that I never claimed in the video to be keeping it permanently, but due to the development and growing population of feral cats in my area, along with having neighbors that kill every snake they see, I was leaning towards making that decision. It wasn't a decision that I took lightly in any way, shape, or form, and I did what I determined to be best for the individual animal. I contacted multiple professionals in my area who have decades of experience caring for native snakes, and the majority of them agreed that it was an acceptable course of action. Obviously, there's nothing I can do to bring the hognose snake back, and it is certainly a one-of-a-kind learning experience. I will not be making the same mistake twice. In addition to the events that happened to the hognose, I am disheartened to report that 3 of the gold dust day gecko hatchlings failed to thrive and passed on recently. The 3 geckos in particular were the 2 from the most recent clutch of eggs and 1 of the individuals from the second clutch of eggs. Both individuals from the first clutch and 1 from the second clutch are both perfectly healthy. I specifically use the words failed to thrive for a reason, and that is because in reptiles, as with many species of animals, some hatchlings just aren't well equipped enough out of the egg or after birth to survive on their own. In the case of these 3 particular geckos, there is more that I could have done to ensure their survival, but as it stands, they have passed away, and they will not be coming back. I'm doing the best I can with the 3 individuals that are remaining, the 3 adults, and what I presume to be 2 more clutches of eggs on the way in the near future. I believe the first clutch of day geckos may be ready for adoption soon. That said, there are only 2 individuals in that, and I will probably be selling them locally. But I might get out of breeding such small lizard species just due to the delicate nature of the hatchlings. If they don't receive perfect care for the first few weeks, there's not a whole lot you can do after that. They may fail to thrive, they may pass on, there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you're dealing with a lizard that's only an inch long and 1/6 of an inch wide. So that's about it for animal-related news. As I said, it is a mixed bag, some good news, some bad. But apart from the 3 gecko hatchlings who failed to thrive, everybody else is doing great, perfectly healthy, feeding well. I'm rearranging a lot of the stuff on the shelf behind me, moving turtles and frogs and fish, all sorts of things. And so in non-animal related news, I'm going to be attempting to get back on a regular upload schedule. I'm hoping for at least 1 video a week. I'm thinking every Friday around noon. Hopefully some on Wednesdays as well, or Saturdays. And in the near future, you can expect next Friday a video exploring the San Gabriel River with my friend Michael Ciccone. You can find his YouTube channel at Expedition Paleo, just launched. Really awesome content. I highly recommend you check it out. At the San Gabriel River, we found evidence of 2 different species of dinosaur. We found track beds, really cool stuff, as well as 1 species of snake and a number of species of amphibians. So, herping/paleontology related video coming out next Friday. After that, you can expect a video relating to the aquaponics setup, 3 new videos relating to all 3 of the new additions I mentioned earlier, probably a video relating to Lizzie here, and a video relating to the toads. We will have a new reptile room video out probably in the next 2 or 3 months, something like that. I am in the future going to be moving my entire collection on or near UT Austin campus for the fall semester. That's going to be really cool. I will definitely be documenting that process, but that doesn't come up for at least a few months. In summary, it's been a crazy month. I apologize for losing my regular upload schedule, but with school getting out and finals and preparing for college, getting everybody back up to health, and the new projects that I've been working on, it's been really busy and YouTube has kind of fallen onto the back burner. However, I am going to be working diligently from this point forward to get regular content out to you guys. And so with all that out of the way, I think everybody's just about caught up on where we are and everything that's happened in the last month and a half. But if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I try to get back to every single question that's asked on every single video. If you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more, please feel free to leave a like, or if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Until next time, thank all of you so much for watching and for the continued support, and I will see you in the next video.